Lasermate. Eject. Operation. Channel intro.
Hello fellow YouTubers, WfC Stop Motioner here, and here I found Transformers Kingdom Voyager Rhinox. Can't believe it, I was at Target today, and they had like 3 of them. I was like, that's weird, I never find stuff I want at Target. Hardly ever anyway. So, I'm kind of under the weather at the time of filming this part, so, hopefully the rest of the review I'll be doing after I'm feeling better, but I just have to show this part. Bring out the box, you can see him in there. Standard packaging, there he is right there. Standard art on the side. Transforms in 35 steps. Here he is on the back. He looks pretty good, even if I'm still kind of bummed by the head. The head isn't quite what I was hoping for, but oh well. Alright, let's get this guy open. Okay. Yeah, dang it. Okay. Let's pull him out. And it looks like I got the arc, but there should be something different, hopefully. So he looks pretty good. So I'll go ahead and open him and hopefully review him within the next couple days. Okay, so here we have the arc, which I do already have, but it's different on the inside. We can see the robot mode holding Megatron. That new arc figure looks really cool. It'd be cool if we got a retool out of it to be like Omega Supreme from Transformers Animated, but it's very unlikely since Hasbro doesn't seem to even remember Animated. Alright, so on to the review of Rhinox. Alright, so this is almost 2 weeks later after the video you just saw. I'm finally pretty much fully better. Well, we're almost there. So here we have Rhinox in his Rhino mode, and I'm gonna say this figure is kind of a mixed bag. We'll get more into it as we go on. He's decent. I'll say he's decent. So here we got the Rhino mode. It's pretty nice. He's got a decent amount of articulation. I mean, you can move the back legs and you can move the front one's a little bit side to side, but not really the best articulation. You can open the jaw, so that's pretty cool. His eyes are red, interestingly enough. What is it supposed to be when he was controlled by the Predacons? And they reformatted him. Now you can store his guns in there, however, it is pretty much impossible. I don't even have them pegged in because it was just being such a nightmare. Every time I transform this guy into Rhino mode after this, I am not going to bother pegging them in. And of course, you got nothing with the tail, but that's alright. So comparison, here he is with the original, which of course is incomplete, so he's got this big gap here. The original wasn't too bad in Rhino mode, it was just robot mode where the issues really set in. But yeah, there you go. There's just a general comparison there. And here he is with all of his fellow Maximals. always have a hard time with Cheetor, where I want to stick him. Let's just start with the original 5. So there they all are. And here's Air Razor. So they all look pretty cool together. Alright, so I feel that pretty much covers Rhino mode. Now, to transform him. This guy is not fun to transform, but please bear with me. Okay, I just transformed all the other Maximals, and I gotta say, while, you know, it was tedious transforming all of them, they were all way more enjoyable to transform. Alright. Let's begin. Okay, so first off, we're just gonna pop these open. Just get these, okay, these guns to just come out. Okay. Now, we just kind of have to wiggle a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, now, let's see here. Just take this tail and fold it. Alright, then just fold this to the side. Okay, let me try to make it look like I know what I'm doing, even though I don't really have much of a clue. Oh, man, I hate transforming this guy. Okay, so I just transformed one leg, so let's see here. I just really would like to clobber the person who designed this transformation the way they did. This is not enjoyable. Come on. Come on. The legs are done. And unlike what I've seen with a lot of Transformers, the upper half is not as bad, which is interesting given that a lot of figures I've seen seem to be easier to transform with the legs. Okay. So we're just going to snap that into place. Then we just want to free the shoulders up. That's not too bad, just we can fold this up like this. Alright, turn the head around and then just do that. And now he's transformed. Man. It is not fun at all to transform. I'm feeling angry right now. Okay, let's try to get a little more positive. Alright, so you can split the guns. You can just peg them in here to the back. I don't really like that though. He's very hollow on the back, which is a shame, but oh well. It's not like you display him from the back. His head sculpt, for the most part, is pretty good, but he really should have more of a jaw. Not a mouth. It should go across his face, not just be concealed to that. And I know, I've gotten a lot of people say, oh, well, this is just an updated form. Okay, so if that's what it is, how come Dinobot was so bang on? Rat Trap was bang on. Air Razor was pretty good was very close for the most part, aside from maybe the shade of brown. Cheetor was not amazing, but his head was pretty good. Optimus Primal, it looks like they just borrowed the head from the CGI model. So if this is an updated look, how come all the other ones had such good head sculpts and this guy doesn't? This is way too updated. It's almost to the point where he's like barely recognizable as Rhinox. Alright, so you can give him his guns, which are kind of tiny, but oh well. You can see he's got a fake chest, which the original actually doesn't have. This is part of the Rhino mode. But the original was very flawed. This is definitely the one I prefer to display. I mean, he scales better and he has better articulation. This one was very kibbly. So, yeah. Overall, with all the hype I had for this figure, I am a little disappointed with him. And reviewing him now just really kind of shine lights that more. Is he bad? No. Like I said, he looks pretty good in Rhino mode. He's decent in robot mode, but transformation, I'm hardly ever going to be transforming this guy. And like I said, he just doesn't really feel as much like Rhinox. Not as much as the other characters have just really embodied the character super well. And, there should be more of a round part by the shoulders. He's just kind of off. It is definitely Rhinox, but it just feels more like an updated version, more so than the other figures have felt. So it's kind of a letdown. Anyway, let's go ahead and bring in. We'll start with the original 4. And they all look pretty good. Like, Rhinox looks good in a group, but just by himself, he's kind of a disappointment. We bring in Dinobot, and they all look really cool. So there's the Core 5. It's, there's very few instances where I have the Core 5. I have the Maximals, I have all 5 of the main animated Autobots. So it's kind of cool to be able to do that. And now we can bring in Air Razor. Just get a family photo. Really hope Tigatron turns out well. He's going to look pretty cool. Then I'll have all the Season 1 Maximals. In fact, I'll have pretty much a version of every single Maximal once Tigatron comes out. So that's pretty cool. But overall, this figure, it's like he just was a little bit of a letdown. Everyone else really had my standards high. I was pretty impressed with most of them. Honestly, I even like Cheetor better. And that's saying something, because Cheetor was kind of a disappointing figure, but honestly, I think I like him a little bit better. He looks pretty good in his cheetah mode. His transformation is very smooth. Pretty simple, but still fairly enjoyable. In his robot mode, aside from his colors, his cheetah head juts out a little bit, and his, he has a whip instead of a gun. Overall, I think I found him to be a little bit more enjoyable. Like, out of all of the Maximals here, if you can only get one, Air Razor, she's, got a really good bird mode, pretty good transformation, and her robot mode is really awesome. You can get 2, I say Dinobot. Dinobot is really nice. His transformation, again, is pretty ingenious. And then Primal is really awesome. His transformation is very simple, but very effective. Then Rat Trap, he is very impressive for his size, aside from some bad tolerances. Cheetor, despite his flaws, he's still pretty good. Rhinox, like I said, he's just... one of the biggest things is just he's not fun to transform, and he's just a little bit more off. like I said, I still don't say he's a bad figure, but overall, I'm just kind of left wondering if I would have been better off just tracking down the Generations one, or if I had the Generations one, if I would have just stuck with that one instead of getting this guy. I'm sorry this has been kind of a negative review, but you know, I'm not gonna hype up a figure if I'm not fully pleased with it. So I think that pretty much covers him, so we can go and stick him on the shelf. Okay, so there's Rhinox with my Beast Wars display. And again, he looks pretty good on the shelf, and his scale is pretty good. He's taller than Primal, but shorter than Dinobot, and I think that's how it's supposed to be, so that's good. So again, overall, he's a decent figure, and if you're not wanting to pay top dollar to get the Generations one, then yeah, I say go for it. But if you're just wanting a really good Rhinox, from what I've seen, the Generations one looks like it was a little bit better. The head sculpt looked a little better, and third-party companies, please, get on making an alternate head form. I would definitely buy it, because that's just not right. So, again, sorry this is kind of a negative review. Hopefully, I've got some more reviews on the way. Hopefully those will be more positive. But, yeah. That's Kingdom Rhinox. So, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.